Hey people, yes, y'all in here in General Santos City, Philippines. This is the Raz, and I'm just coming to you with a short video. With all this madness in the world today, it's very important that you draw near to God. If you don't have God in your life, you're just a man or a woman just tossed in the ocean with no direction. You have to have faith that God is real. God will help you if you are struggling through something, but your faith is strong, God will send you a soldier because God won't bring you to something if He didn't actually have a way out. So He's not going to bring you to it if He's not going to bring you through it. Because God doesn't do anything for nothing. He didn't just put the sun up there just for light, but that would be something. He didn't put the moon up there just for light or just as an ornament. Everything has a function. Each of us have a function. And as soon as we learn to work together, the world will be a better place. But we as individuals, we need to raise our awareness spiritually, raise our harmonic vibration. And once you start to do that, you will attract like minds. And it's like minds that have always changed the world. And the majority of the time, it's always been a small group because the world now is, what are we pushing on? Close to 8 billion people. Man, that's a lot of folks. That's a lot of Big Macs. I ain't never seen that many cows in my life, so we won't get on that. But that's a lot of folks. So just think, if we as a species, if just half of us, half, that's 4 billion people, if 4 billion people, their faith was so strong and their faith was on one accord, they would change the planet's orbit, direction, because that's a lot of energy harnessed. And it's not harnessed in a way where some force brought it together. It's individuals that chose to be together. But at first, we chose God. And at least to me, in my life, in my walk, God is the answer. I remember my grandmother, God bless her soul. She had, upon her passing, we had already known she converted faith 5 different times. But as we were going through her house, looking at the belongings, who wanted what, we kept finding these Bibles. My grandmother had 38 Bibles. And me, I was only 22. 28, 38 Bibles. That's a lot of Bibles. But then I thought about it. I went and I sat on the couch and I'm like, there's something in this book that Grandma was looking for. I don't know what it was. I saw her a couple of days before she passed, and all she told me was, "Baby, never grow old." And those words haunted me for 2 years. Never grow old. And so I'm sitting there on the couch, 38 Bibles, and her words never grow old. So the only thing I wanted for my grandmother's house, and she had a real nice fish tank, and I was into fish tanks, was a Bible. That's all I wanted. I didn't want anything else. I didn't take anything else except her oldest Bible, because I knew there was something in there. There was a key. I don't know. I didn't know at the time if it would be a key to the universe, a key to life, but it was a key that I would need. And my life as a young adult, it was very tormenting, emotional. I went through some things, lost a lot of friends, to be young, close friends, losing 3 best friends and my mother within a 2 year period, and going to court with my sister. And that took 2 years. But I held on to a Bible, and I would read it periodically. I wasn't going to church, but I still believed there was something in that Bible. And, now that I look back at everything and everything that I experienced, if I didn't have faith in God, I would have never believed that I would have gotten out of some of the situations that I was in. And here I sit, 64 years old, in the Philippines, in another country, and I have health challenges, but my spirit and my conviction is so strong. And I just wish that young people would actually get it, because then the world would change. We as elders of the young people, um, today's generation, they really don't want to hear what we have to say. The world is moving so fast through technology. But technology is only a tool. It's not something that your life has worth, But with God, think of how many people believe in God all over the world. Think of some places like North Korea, where you have to worship Kim Jong-un, which is a man, which eventually he's going to die. God's not going to die. And it all starts first with the God in us. And we have to, raise our vibration, strengthen our faith, and then, associate with others that are like minded and inspire others. And eventually, yes, that trickle of water will be a torrent that the suppressors of the world can't stop, because we won't be afraid of a gun. We won't be afraid of a bomb. We won't be afraid of being thrown in jail, because we will know God is with us. And that's when the oppressor is weak, when our faith is strong. But if we think as individuals we can stand up to systems, we can't. Dr. Martin Luther King marched with a lot of folks, black and white, until there was a change. Malcolm X marched with a lot of folks until there was a change. It takes a spokesperson, but it also takes a movement, not just a theology. So I'm just rambling in this, but I just want everybody to know that with this crazy world, it's important that you be right with God, because there is an Armageddon coming, and we can see it. TikTok won't stop it. Instagram won't influence it. So, get right with God. That's the most important thing. And develop structure so, you can experience the luxuries of life, because the best things in life are free. Family, you shouldn't buy it, because family should come for free. And you have to love your family unconditional. Your wife, husband, that love, you shouldn't have to buy it. It should be free, unconditional. And it doesn't matter what you're going through. If you have people that believe in you and you believe in them, you're the happiest people, on the planet. And that's what's important, that you're not doing harm to women, children, and animals. And other than that, you won't upset the Raz, because, the Raz respects those three things. And, I can't force religion on a person, but religion is man created. God is spiritual, and we have to understand that. So with that note, I will say, can I get on a good foot? Good God. Nah. I'm just clowning. But, it's important that we raise our awareness, our spiritual vibe, our vibration, our just our internal first. We have to fix inside here first and fix what's inside here. Because nobody's perfect on this planet. We always have to be, wanting to be better no matter what age we are at. We want to encourage those around us to be better. If you have kids, love your kids, love your wife, love your husband, respect all of them because they all have an opinion. If you're an adult, you may not agree with the opinion of your son or daughter, but you have to respect it. And then you have to teach them why things are the way they are, because you want them to make a better world. And that's all we're trying to do, is make a better world. And when God comes, or when we go to God, those are the important things, is what's inside our heart spiritually, because they're bad spirits as people, and they're good spirits of people. They're people that you may not expect or even know, that reach out and help you. That's how awesome the world can be, that a stranger will stop what they're doing in their day and they'll give you assistance just because they believe in the human spirit. But with that, I will say deuces. And this is Eric Raz with his channel that is, I guess it's growing. I guess I got a lot of videos. Well, not a lot, but maybe about 30, 40 videos. Anyway, Eric Raz at Can We Talk? And you can reach me at erasbury@yahoo.com. That's all lowercase ERASBURY. And it's been a pleasure just sharing some things with you. And I hope you got something out of it. And everybody strive to be loved.